Hello, friends. I am Gaurav Saxena and I am again in front of you. And I am taking the topic that is Kirchhoff voltage law. It is a topic which is based on network theory and it was also in 11th and 12th class. So, those students who want to prepare his and herself in that particular topic, they are looking this video and you are surely that you are understand what is the concept behind the Kirchhoff voltage law. So basically, if we are talking about the statement of Kirchhoff voltage law, it is algebraic sum of voltage in loop and mesh is zero. So in that particular statement, you can see that there is a word algebraic. Algebraic word means the sign conversation is will be there. It means if suppose there is positive sign or suppose there is a negative sign, so you have to take this sign according to the conservation. Voltage in a loop and mesh, you can see voltage in a loop and mesh. So if we are talking about for mesh and loops, and there is a small difference between them. So first of all, we are going to discuss about the difference between them. First of all, we are talking about loop. If suppose there is a network, in this network there is a voltage source. Let's say the value of voltage source is V1, this resistance is R1, this resistance is R2, and this one is R3. So in that particular loop, why it is loop? Because when you start the rotation from any point in the network, when you start the rotation means if you want to move in clockwise direction or if you want to move anti-clockwise direction, whatever the movement, whatever the rotation technology you are using, clockwise or anti-clockwise, when you rotate clockwise or when you rotate anti-clockwise, you meet again on the point from where you just start your rotation, is known as loop, is known as considered as a loop. So if we are talking about a loop, there is a closed path. Okay, so for this particular example, we can say that when there is a point A, let's say this is point B, this is point C, and this is point D. So if you are moving in anti-clockwise direction, so your loop will be A, B, C, and D. Okay, this is a loop. And if you are moving anti-clockwise, so your movement is A, D, C, B, and of course A. So basically this is the movement and who form loops. So loop is basically a closed circuit and your ending point is same as ending point is same as starting point. So this is known as basically loop. Okay, now start. This is loop. Okay, if we are talking about mesh, so see what is mesh. Now we reconstruct it, we construct the loop again. You can see that this is let's say R4, this is R5, this one is R6. Okay, now point E and F. Okay, so if we are talking about mesh and loop is any closed path. So there are lots of loop in this figure, like A, E, F, D, A. Okay, next A, E, F, D, C, B. That is again a loop. So these are lots of loop are there. But in this loop, you can see that in this loop, that is A, E, F, D, C, B. You can see that your movement is start from A, you are going in this direction, then this direction, then this direction, and come back. So you are crossing a branch, and this branch is A, D. Okay, so this is a loop, but in case of mesh, mesh is again a closed loop, but it doesn't allow any overcross any branch. It does not allow to cross any branch. So if we are talking about that A, E, F, D, C, B, so this is basically not a mesh. This is basically not a mesh because you are crossing a branch. So mesh is known as the smallest loop. Mesh is a loop, but it is the smallest loop where we are not crossing any branch. Okay, but loop is basically a closed path. If we are crossing any branch, if we are not crossing any branch, it doesn't have any meaning in definition of loop. So basically mesh is what? Is a smallest loop. Okay, a loop is what? Loop is a closed path where starting and ending points are same. So this is the concept of loop and mesh. Now if we are talking about KVL, if we are come back to the concept that is KVL, so algebraic sum of voltage in a loop and mesh is 0. So let us start how we can understand it. See, if we are talking about loop, or we are talking about this principle that is KVL, you can see that if suppose there is a network, where the value of resistor is, let's say, R1, this resistor is R2, this voltage source is V2, let's say this voltage is V1. Okay, and if you want to apply loop, so your starting point, let's say this A, B, C, D. So your starting point is A, then you are moving from B, then you are moving from C, and then come back to A. Let's assume this is the motion of your rotation, or we can say it is the rotation of the current in this loop. You are free to take the current in any of the rotation. If you are moving clockwise, if you are moving anti-clockwise, this is also depend upon the student that in which direction he and she will take the current. Suppose I am taking the current like clockwise direction. Okay, so in that particular rule, you can understand that when current enter in a resistor, there is always a plus sign, and when leave the resistor, there is a negative sign. Why? See, if suppose there is a resistance, okay, let's say R1, okay, with respect to ground, let's say there is a voltage V1, okay, from this V1, let's say the current I1 is flowing. Okay, now what is the value of the voltage drop on R1? So when you find the value of voltage on R1, this value should be R1 I1. Okay, so this voltage is appear on resistor, but from where it will come? It was come from V1 because V1 is the source. So the small amount of voltage is drop on R1 from V1, and remaining voltage is taken at this particular node that is known as, let's say, B node. So the voltage appear at B point. The voltage appear at B point is V1 minus VR1, and then the voltage is go in the further network. So basically resistor is what is purpose of a resistor to connect in the network for drop the voltage. So when V1 is the source, and if suppose the amount of small voltage is drop on the resistor, so there is a loss of voltage. because after the resistor the less amount of the voltage is remain. This is the less amount of the voltage is remain as compared to the V1 source, right? So there is a loss of voltage. That's why we are applying positive sign from where the current is enter and negative sign because there is a loss. So if your current is enter, if your current is enter from a particular side, you are taking a positive sign, and because of loss is happen, loss will be there, so negative sign at the ending point. Okay, so that concept is apply on this loop. So where the current enter is positive and from where the current is leave there is negative because there is a loss. So when you are moving from positive sign to negative sign, we can see that there is a loss and it is considered as loss of energy. And when you're moving from negative to positive, then there is gain of energy. Okay, so there is a resistor is basically used to drop the voltage, so there is a loss of energy. Now according to this rule, the algebraic sum of that particular loop is 0. So when you start from A, then move in this direction, then how much voltage is appear on R1? The voltage on R1 is minus current, that is I1 is flowing, and R1, that is the voltage across VR1, that is the voltage across R1. We can say that is the voltage across R1, or you can write like this also, VR1 with negative sign because there is loss of voltage. Okay, now moving downward, again a resistance and obviously there is a loss, so you can write negative VR2. After that, moving in this direction, there is no component, so no need to write anything. Now move in upward direction. So when you move in the upward direction, there is a source and your movement is from negative to positive. Your movement is from negative to positive. So when your movement is from negative to positive, definitely there is an advantage or there is a profit or there is a gain of energy. So you just write positive sign with value of the voltage V1, right? Because there is a gain of energy, so we can write positive. Because I already explained that if you are moving from negative to positive, you gain the energy, so take positive sign, and when there is a loss, you put negative sign. Okay, after that your movement is from again negative to positive in terms of V2, so there is gain of energy, so you can put V2 sign with positive sign, with positive. Okay, and after that you again reach where, from where you start. Okay, so that will be equals to 0 according to KVL. That is the explanation or expression. Okay, now what is the voltage on VR1, that is I1R1. Now what is the voltage on VR2? IR2, because I is the current which is flowing in this loop, we are taking I current. Okay, then positive. V1 is the source, V2 is also the source, and total value is 0. Okay, so if you want to find the value of current, you just take the common. So what is the value of I? Now from KVL you are find the value of current. You are applying KVL, Kirchhoff voltage law, but fortunately you find the value of current, right? That is the purpose of applying KVL in a particular loop. So I hope you understand from this example how you can find the value of current in a particular loop. So in the next video we will start the numerical on KVL. So please keep with me, keep in touch, and like and share and subscribe as your duty, and explanation of the concept related to network theory is my duty. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.